How's it going, everyone? In this video, we're going to focus on drawing compounds based off the functional group we're looking for. So in this first example, we're going to see we want a secondary alcohol with 7 carbons. So let's break that down. So we want a 7-carbon compound. So maybe let's just start off by let's draw heptane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is heptane. This is a 7-carbon compound. So we got that part down. So what does the secondary alcohol mean? Well, when you have an alcohol functional group, you can either have it show up as, say, a primary alcohol, which would be the alcohol group attached to maybe one other carbon that's, some sort of carbon chain. Whenever you see R, it's just like the rest of the molecule, just the rest of the carbon chain. In this case, we just have the one R, and that's going to be the rest of the molecule. You could have that kind of alcohol, which is a primary. You can have a secondary alcohol, which is going to be an alcohol attached to one carbon, and that carbon is attached to 2 other carbon chains. Or you can have a tertiary alcohol, where you have the alcohol is attached to one carbon, and that carbon is attached to 1, 2, and 3 other carbon chains. So this question is looking specifically for a secondary alcohol. And so we want something that looks like this, where the alcohol is attached to a single carbon that then is attached to 2 other carbon chains. Well, if we look at our heptane molecule, we can really put that alcohol on any single point in this heptane besides the endpoints. If we put it on the end carbons, that's going to give us a primary alcohol. But that's not what we want. We want a secondary one. So we're going to put the alcohol maybe right here. So that would give us, an alcohol attached to this carbon, which is then attached to 2 other groups. If we wanted to, we could have put that in a couple other places. We could have, instead of putting it there, we could have maybe, let's say we had put it right over here. That still would have been a secondary alcohol with 7 carbons. So when we're asking for stuff like secondary alcohols with 7 carbons, you do have a little bit of creative freedom as long as you make sure that it is a secondary alcohol with 7 carbons specifically. So let's move on to the next example. So we want to draw benzoic acid. Benzoic acid. And if we break this down, what we'll see is we have benz, which shows it's a benzene ring, and we know what benzene looks like. We have a 6-carbon ring with double bonds. And when we have oic acid, we know we want to have some sort of COOH. So that's going to be a carboxylic acid. So when we draw benzoic acid, it's just going to be a benzene ring with a carboxylic acid group attached to it. In this case, what we have is we have the benz group and the carboxylic acid group, benzoic acid. Alright, let's move on to a couple more examples. So this next one, it asks for a tertiary amine. So when you see an amine, you're going to immediately think nitrogen. It's a huge indicator, and you should immediately think nitrogen every single time. So let's just start off by drawing nitrogen. Now, we have the amine part, but we want it to be tertiary. So what does that mean? Well, we know that nitrogen typically likes to make 3 bonds. And so if we think a tertiary amine, that means we're going to have a nitrogen with 3 other carbon groups attached to it. So we could have maybe an ethyl group here, we could have a methyl group here, and we could even have like a propyl group right over here. These are all carbon chains because this is a carbon, this is a carbon, and this is a carbon. And so since we have 3 on this amine, or on this nitrogen, that's going to give us a tertiary amine. Now, these carbon groups could have been anything. I could have made this go on forever. This one could have gone like this. This one could have, formed some sort of cyclic. It could have been anything, as long as you have a nitrogen that's attached to 3 other groups. So in the next example, we've got pentanal. So if we break this down, we're going to look at the beginning of it as, pentane. So we know pentane is a 5-carbon molecule. And whenever you see Al or al at the end of a sentence, you're going to think aldehyde. You want to immediately think you would immediately think aldehyde. So if we're going to draw this out, we're going to have pentane, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the fifth one, we want to have an aldehyde group attached to it. So this is pentanol. And if we go back, just make sure you always count your carbons. Always count your carbons to make sure you have the correct number. So the next example is going to be super similar to that one. As you can see, we have pentane again, but this time instead of al or al, we have all. And whenever you see all, you immediately should think alcohol. So if we're gonna be drawing an alcohol, and it's gonna be just like the last example where we have pentane, but instead of an aldehyde group, we're just gonna tack on this alcohol group. Alright, so we have one or two more examples here, and this one's gonna be a little bit tougher. This one is a tertiary amide. So we remember what an amine is, and whenever you think amide, you're going to think an amine with an oxygen group to it. And so if we're going to draw out a nitrogen, we have our nitrogen, but we're going to need it to be attached to some sort of oxygen. And it's going to be an oxygen attached to a carbon right next to the nitrogen. So this is your standard amide group. You could have here and here, but this is going to be an amide. And when we look for a tertiary amide specifically, what we want is, we want these R groups, we want all of these to be carbons. That's what gives us a tertiary amide. Just like all the secondary and tertiary examples we just did prior to this, we need to make sure that when we're drawing a tertiary amide structure, that all these R groups are some sort of carbon chain. So if I'm going to draw out a tertiary amide, what I would do maybe is I would draw my amide group. And at this point, I would just tack on a few carbons, maybe give it a methyl right here, and then we could even do some sort of little cyclohexane like that. And then just remember to put your electrons, and then you've got a tertiary amide. I hope these questions helped, and we're going to do a couple more nomenclature videos so that you guys can be ready for your exams. Thanks for watching.